The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reproaction's last Act and Learn webinar for the year 2024. Our December webinar tends to be on the shorter and sweeter side, just leaving folks within our Reproaction audience with a taste of what we are bringing into 2025. We hope you join us there for some really engaging actions to come, but we also wanted to share a bit about what we are planning to leave behind in 2024, both in the sense of our personal selves and in the work we hold really dearly. So to kick us off, I will send it over to Erin Matson, our CEO and President.
Hey, thank you so much, Shireen. You can.
Muted. Unmuted.
I'm sorry, I was muted. So thank you so much, Shireen. And just to kick us off, I'm gonna before I go through my slide, just let you know that I'm approaching you today from a place of authenticity and care. That what happened 1 month ago during the elections, we all know they're going to have dramatic repercussions for democracy, freedom, and abortion access. The new administration hasn't even taken effect yet, and we are already back to playing the horrible game. Which alleged rapist has been nominated for a prestigious government post today? And we know that what's going to happen as this administration actually comes into power, that it will get much, much worse. Here's what I do know. I know that the fight for abortion access and democracy are inextricably linked. Authoritarianism always puts gender-based repression front and center out of their hate apparatus. They attack women, they attack LGBTQ people, they attack abortion rights. They attack freedom of speech and the rule of law. They attack immigrants and people of color. They do this because having autonomy and freedom within our bodies and lives is part of the continuum of having autonomy and freedom throughout the spectrum of not just personally, but in our government. Dictators are extremely and totally opposed to self-determination, and to be specific about abortion, which is so important to our work at Reproaction. Abortion is an ultimate act of self-determination, and access to abortion is a necessary prerequisite to having that ability of self-determination. So I'm not going to gaslight you and say that the next 4 years are going to be okay, because they're not. A lot of people will be really hurt, especially marginalized people. This is a pivotal turning point for our country, but that's also what it is. It's a fork in the road and not a predestination. So I just also want to let you know that I've learned a lot about pacing through running marathons. We can't do everything all the time. We have to stay laser focused on the destination. And that it's going to be so important to pace ourselves, which is why I'm so grateful to Shireen for putting together this webinar. And I just want to say very directly here that I believe with every fiber of my being that while this road ahead is going to be long and hard, we are going to get universal abortion access in this country. I totally and completely believe it. And I also totally and completely believe that while that road is going to be long and hard, it will become unthinkable to identify with fascist anti-abortion hatred. And I know that we can do this. So I want to also just say before moving on to my slide is that fascists, authoritarians, and dictators are very afraid of activists like us. It's why, for example, Vladimir Putin threw the feminist punk band Pussy Riot in jail. And honestly, it's just pathetic that these cowards are, woman hating. They are dictators, and that's what they are. So please do stay in the fight, but also give yourself some grace and space to step back when you need to. Activism is absolutely a necessity. It is also a privilege, and what is safe for some people is not for others. And you're not bad if you need to sit something out for reasons of your own personal safety, or just because you want to recharge and renew your spirit. So I will just say at Reproaction, we put incredible intention and effort into sustainability in our activist practices, which I'm sure you know about, being on our emails and the wonderful Activism and Joy newsletter that our lead organizer, Layla Salam, puts together. So now just to kick off some awesome guidance from members of our team. And what they're doing to stay grounded. I also want to encourage you to think about what might work for you. And if you're so inspired, please feel free to put in the chat sustainability practices that you incorporate into your own activism and what you're leaving behind and taking with you. So just thanks so much, and let's gear up and get ready for the long haul. We're not going anywhere because the work matters that much. So for me, I'm leaving behind staying up to speed on social media and the never-ending news cycle, and I'm being much more deliberate about how I get myself informed. And I'm taking with me a fierce commitment to democracy, freedom, and justice. Thank you.
Hi, y'all. I am Andrea Grimes. I am the VP of Research at Reproaction. I use she, her pronouns, and I live in Austin, Texas, which is why I have included this extremely extra but so pretty photo of bluebonnets, the official state flower of Texas, and a wildflower that greets us here every spring on the side of our many silly, sprawling highways. I've been thinking about bluebonnets and wildflowers in general as we move into 2025 and reflecting on the election last month and thinking about how incredible and wonderful it is that wildflowers continue to thrive, that they are resilient, that they pop up every year, that they bring such beauty and sense of optimism after the winter. And so, you know, what I'm leaving in 2024 is waiting for permission. Wildflowers do not wait for permission to grow. They grow where they are and where they can. So what I am bringing into 2025 is doing the thing, growing where I'm planted, growing where I'm needed, asserting myself, asserting my skills, and supporting others in doing so, and not waiting for anyone else to give us permission to take action, to do advocacy, to make changes that need to be made, because we get us free and we keep us safe. So thanks, y'all.
Hey everyone, I'm Victoria Lambert. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the Senior Local Strategies Manager here at Reproaction. What I'm leaving behind this year is the admittedly much needed period of grieving post this election season, and moving into a mindset of action and commitment to moving forward and fighting the fight that we know is going to come. And then in that light, taking with me a renewed commitment to and hope in local advocacy, activism, and funding. I believe that abortion funds, local clinics, and other local advocacy groups are the backbone of our movement. And they give me hope every day to do this work, and their work is more important now than ever. So yeah, I'm looking to them for their work and inspiration, and renewing my commitment to support them in any way that I can.
Hi, I'm Negi. I'm the Senior Tactical Research Manager, and I use she, they pronouns. I am leaving behind old objects and clothing that I've had for a long time and maybe kept for sentimentality, but actually never think about. It's like when you go through clothes and you're like, maybe I'll wear this one day, and you never actually do. But I guess metaphorical things like that too. And I'm taking with me investing new ways to make myself and my space feel inviting. So excited for new furniture and also just investing in making sure I'm healthy.
This is Shireen. I will be reading for Ani today, who is out. Ani is our archival research coordinator, who is leaving behind symbolic political resistance and taking with her thinking globally, but acting locally.
Hey, my name is Kieran. I use they and he pronouns, and I am the Senior Strategic Research Director here at Reproaction. I am planning to leave behind the constant sense of urgency, as urgency culture is frequently used by white supremacists and their allies to wear activists down, and taking with me slow, deliberate practices and rituals that help me feel grounded and ready and able to sustainably fight in the years to come.
I will also be reading Jasmine's. This is Shireen again. There's a bug going around. Jasmine is our media research manager, who is leaving behind being a worrywart over things not worth her attention and taking with her the vulnerability to ask for what she needs.
Hi everyone, I'm Annie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the Senior Special Projects Coordinator. I am leaving behind guilt that my best might not always be my most. That's a phrase I heard in a yoga class, and it really, really stuck with me because I think I can judge myself sometimes for what my best is. And I'm taking with me faith that Southerners like myself will take care of each other no matter what.
Hi everyone, my name is Natalie. I'm the Executive Assistant and Senior Operations Coordinator here at Reproaction, and I use she, her pronouns. This year, I'm leaving behind all forms of doubt, whether that means leaving behind self-doubt, leaving behind doubt about our future, or leaving behind doubt about our own capabilities in our movement. We are stronger when we do the things, like Andrea said, instead of doubting ourselves. What I'm bringing into the new year is confidence and composure in the face of adversity. It's a long, long road ahead, but I know we will persevere. Thank you.
Here I am again reading for Liz, our Director of Development and Operations. Liz is leaving behind a false sense of urgency. There are many actually urgent matters activists are attending to, but she is moving on from creating additional anxiety, stress, and worry over things that don't require that reaction. And what she's taking with her is intentional gratitude, trying to be more actively mindful of the work and effort people are doing and being grateful and thankful that people care.
Hello, everyone. My name is Layla Salam. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the lead organizer at Reproaction. And I am leaving behind in our current political climate all ideas or preconceived notions about what organizing or showing up for our community has to look like, and taking with me the idea and faith that I know my community will always find creative ways to make any types of care that we need accessible, no matter what. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the press secretary. So I have a tendency to doom spiral and let my mind go to the absolute worst case scenario, however far-fetched, when something scary is ahead. And sometimes bad things do happen, but just letting yourself go down that path of doom and gloom really doesn't do anything to prevent them or help you take action against them. It just steals the joy that you could be experiencing in the current moment. So what I'm taking with me is faith in our communities, because I think sometimes it's easy to fall into that sense of doom if you feel like you're alone, but remembering the communities that we're a part of and the fantastic work activists and change makers have accomplished over the years in the face of staggering odds makes me feel more optimistic. Whatever we face, we're not alone. Thank you.
And I'll be reading Jackie's as well. We have another beautiful creative one, I think showing another Texas landscape. Jackie is our senior outreach coordinator who is leaving behind anger, hurt, and overwhelming emotions regarding the status of our political climate, and taking with her fostering a greater unity within the movement for reproductive rights and abolition, as well as continuing standing in solidarity with other movements. And last is me, the person you've heard sprinkled throughout. I am Shireen, Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff. I'm leaving behind any notion that we are better than the people of the past. I think sometimes we get stuck in this idea that we have, in fact, learned from the past, and thus we will be making better decisions, building better movements, doing better work. And actually, a lot of how humans interact is in cycles. So what I want to take with me is curiosity about what's worked, what hasn't, why, and how to adapt it for now. Our times can change drastically, but we can always learn what change makers were doing in the past. And thank you all for joining us in this conversation. This is an atypical Reproaction webinar. We do various types and categories and genres of topics throughout the year. If you want to plug in for our next webinar, we will be talking about new strategies for fighting anti-abortion pregnancy centers. Late January, date is TBD. If you are signed up for our emails, you got an email about this, you will hear about that when the registration is live. And that will be a more traditional Reproaction webinar when we have some really awesome expert panelists to talk about anti-abortion pregnancy centers, crisis pregnancy centers, fake clinics, whatever you call them. We will be breaking it down with some exciting new resources to fight back. And if you want to plug into our other campaigns, you can sign up for our alerts at reproaction.org or follow us on most social media platforms. There's a list of a few. We are also on Blue Sky and Threads, so check us out there if other platforms are less desirable to you right now, which makes a lot of sense. That is it for us today. I'm so grateful to everyone who joined. I'm really grateful to our staff who joined this discussion and shared some of their wisdom. We can't wait to come back to you all refreshed in the new year. Thank you so much, y'all. Bye now.